In this video today, we are reviewing the WWE Fan Takeover Ultimate Edition WrestleMania 20 John Cena figure. Now, this figure has caused a lot of controversy, man. I mean, a lot of mother effers out there have been saying, why did we choose this gear? Why did we vote for this gear? It lacks details. It's me, I'm mother effers. Seriously though, this is not the figure I wanted, okay? I understand it. I didn't vote for this one, and I've went on and on about this figure and why it fails in certain ways, but today we're gonna get to the meat and potatoes of it, break it down, and see if it is indeed as bad as I was thinking it was. But today, we have our 4th ever Ultimate Edition John Cena, and we're gonna review it here today, based off WrestleMania 20, which is one of my favorite, oh my god in heaven, favorite events of all time, and I remember watching it as a kid. I loved it, and sadly enough, WrestleMania 20, a lot of just epic moments as a fan, man. And I remember losing my mind when he beat the Big Show. Whether he struck him in the head with brass knucks or not, Brad, it doesn't really matter. John Cena was your U.S. champion, and I hate that this figure doesn't come with a U.S. championship, especially with the scratch logo that we don't really get nowadays. You never see the scratch logo United States Championship ever again, really. This figure is interesting, man. I'm excited for it. I'm excited for it in certain ways because I love John Cena, but this figure is going up for pre-order on Amazon April 17th. Next Thursday, I think it is. This will be up pre-order on Amazon. You can grab it there. And a huge shout out to Mattel for making this video possible, sending us this figure. We got a nice shot of Bretto live on the side, and then we do have a nice shot of Cena here with the voting. You got WrestleMania 20, WrestleMania 23, and WrestleMania 26. What could have been? Got a nice shot of the photo of the figure there. You got John Cena on the side, and that is pretty much our packaging for this John Cena. But I don't want to waste any more time, man. Let's crack John Cena out of the packaging and find out what our Doctor of Thugonomics United States Champion WrestleMania debut John Cena action figure is all about. So here's the Doctor of Thugonomics out of the packaging, man, and there are some things about the figure that I really do enjoy, right? John Cena is my favorite wrestler of all time, and in this case, man, there are some really good things about this figure, but there are also some things about this figure that I do not like, and we're going to touch on all those things, dive into the details of it, break it all down, and at the end, you can enjoy a nice photo gallery of this figure shot in the MDT Arena. And right now, leave a like on the video for the photography because it adds 2 hours extra to editing and creating this video. But nonetheless, man, let's take a closer look at the accessories that come with the Fan Takeover Ultimate Edition John Cena, and then we will back it up and take a closer look at the figure itself. So here's our Ultimate Edition Fan Takeover John Cena action figure accessories. Now, for an Ultimate Edition, you get a solid amount, just no championship, even though they had the perfect opportunity to include the scratch WWE logo United States title, but at least they do pack in a lot of accessories here. I can see one that's completely unnecessary. Now, if you watched our review from yesterday, we're looking at the exact same head sculpts from the Invisible John Cena, and I told you in that video, they don't like to make new John Cena head sculpts, and you're seeing it again today. The exact same basic 100 head sculpt, and I feel like there's a little bit of added paint in my right one, or my left, his left one, the one on the right here, as you see, and it's not a bad head sculpt, it's just they've used it so many times before, I want some new ones. We also have this one here, which is my least favorite. It's kind of this, and it's dumb because this haircut doesn't fit this era. I mean, it could fit it, but his hair was a little bit longer. It was the perfect time to give us new, younger John Cena head sculpts, and this one right here I don't like because of the head shape. I feel like this head shape's better. This one's a little elongated for me, and I think it looks weird, but at least we have the best head sculpt possible, and it is the screaming one. I love this one. I think it looks really, really good, and I'm glad that we have one head sculpt that I mean, I like the smiling one, but this one is a little bit better, but you get the angry, yelling head sculpt, which fits perfectly for the moment. Just wish we could get some new head sculpts, man. I mean, they're not bad, but damn, I'd just like to see some new ones. And he also includes a hat accessory. Now, this was a Michelin Ness hat that he was wearing at this event, but because it is copywritten or trademarked or whatever, they are unable to put that on there, so they give you a blank hat here. Pretty sure the color on the back here was a little bit lighter, but not a bad Michelin Ness hat. Got to get a decal for that, but not bad here, as it is the same, pretty much the same mold as we have come to know. It actually isn't the same Ultimate Edition style, though. This is actually the Elite style, I'm pretty sure, and there is a difference. There's definitely a difference in, and I'll prove it right now. So this is the Elite style hat. I'll show you the Ultimate style hat. So this is the Ultimate style hat. You'll see it's got some sculpted stitching in the brim. It's got, you know, some more things going on there. So there's the difference. This is an Ultimate Edition hat. This is an Elite style hat. We also get a cloth goods jersey. Now, this is one of my least favorite things about the figure. I know a lot of people are going to be excited about it, but I mean, it's so plain, man. I mean, they can't put New York in the exact same font or whatever on there. You would think they'd be able to put New York, but I guess they aren't. And, you know, this is supposed to be a Patrick Ewing jersey. They are unable to give you the likeness to the jersey. I mean, it's barely even the likeness to the jersey. So plain, no Ewing on the back, no Cena on the back, and no number on the back. I just think that's so crazy to me that they couldn't add any more details to this jersey to help it whatsoever, but it is pretty much blank. neck, man. I mean, you hate to see it. 33 on there. It, I guess, accomplishes the goal, but damn, it could have been so much better, which is, again, another reason why I didn't want this figure, is because we would get it exactly like this. He also comes with his lock pendant, which is very nice. I think it'd be an added nice detail if they could add the yellow stripe at the bottom, but not the biggest deal, but it would be cool. It would be cool. Or a loose chain would be nice, but this does accomplish the goal. I think it does look like the lock pendant. It's well sculpted. We've seen it for a lot of years now, but it is included here, which is very nice. And then he also comes with a modern WWE microphone, which makes no sense, right? He comes with a microphone, which I guess you could say because of his entrance and things, which I get, but no scratch logo is kind of disappointing. Would have been really cool, and even if it's not accurate, but how cool would it be to include a WrestleMania 20 mic? I don't know, I think that would have been cool to kind of pay homage to that exact thing, because now with the modern logo, I guess it fits because it's a modern figure, but it's just something to throw out there. But yeah, random modern WWE logo with the swoosh over the logo there, so at least not on that one. Just that one swoosh over the logo. And then he comes with the Word Life brass knucks, which are very sweet. We have seen these before, but one thing I don't like, which you're probably like, what the hell do you hate about these? But it does say Word Life on there, which looks good, but they only fit a few hands, man. They only fit a few hands. So let's say you got these mic holding hands here. You can plug these in here. It's kind of difficult though. Like the best way to do it is to try to like slide these hands through the opening right there and then kind of adjust it. It's not easy though, I'll be honest with you. And if they pop off, they will fly across the room. So you definitely want to be careful there, but you can get them onto the knucks. But on the mic holding hands, I'm pretty sure they'll fit on the mic holding hands. You can get them to fit on these like slapping, you know, the Ricochet Kawhi Leonard style hands. You can get them to fit on there. And the spread out fingers is kind of difficult. You can swing it here if you really stretch it out and bend that pinky in there. You might be able to get those on there. But the most important hands, the signature entrance hands right here, you can't even get these on here, man. Like the only way you can do it is you have to like hook it there and then really try to finagle it, and it still doesn't work. There's no good way to put these onto these hands. Maybe they should have come with some hands with them sculpted on there maybe, but this is definitely crap. I don't like that you can't put these on here because that's so, man, not having that on there, I think I was able to get one side on there, but then the other side pops off and it doesn't hold very well, and then it'll fly across the room. So you got to be very, very careful. That's one of the things I don't like about the figure. That's pretty frustrating, but at least you get the brass knucks. And then during this matchup, he was wearing hand tape on the right side, so you do get a right hand tape hand with all the interchangeable hands, but you get a pair of mic holding or weapon wielding hands. You get a pair of fists, which also don't fit the brass knucks. You get a pair of the Johnny Gargano, Kawhi Leonard, Ricochet entrance style hands. You get a pair of the You Can't See Me entrance wide open high-fiving style hands. And then you get the signature Word Lifestyle hands, or the Hang Loose style hands, that also don't fit the brass knucks, man. That sucks. Alright, man, getting into John Cena, starting out with the head sculpt. Same smile, man. Same style. I'm telling you about that eye. There's a little bit too much black paint or something in there, but it's not bad, right? It's not bad, I guess. But going down, he does have the massively jacked torso they've used on every John Cena Ultimate so far. This would make the fourth. Really wish we could get a lean version. I don't think that this one works for John Cena. I just think it's too jacked. I mean, I guess it works, you know. The shoulders and arms works. I just think this upper torso is so damn massive, and I hate it for anybody outside of like Bobby Lashley, Ultimate Warrior, maybe Batista, maybe a couple other people. I don't like this torso for John Cena, but who am I, man? Who am I? Going down, we do have the green wristbands on the side here, and you may be wondering, you know, why did he wear these? And he actually wore these, funny enough, as kind of like a good luck charm, I'm guessing, because at WrestleMania 21, when he won the WWE Championship, he wore like a four-leaf clover wristband as one of his left armbands, but in this one, this is two one-up Nintendo wristbands. And I'm guessing he's just a big Nintendo or video game fan, because on this side, this second band was also a Nintendo band, but it was just the brand name Nintendo. And then the front one right here, I'm pretty sure was a Trans Am logo, and he is known for having a massive car collection, so I guess, you know, he was into video games, cars, and just kind of tying that in there. And it kind of just worked beautifully with the jerseys that he used to wear and the hats and the style of the Ruthless Aggression and Dr. Thugonomics era. But, of course, all of those logos are completely copywritten, so they could not put these on the figure without agreeing to something or paying them a fraction of the cost. And knowing Nintendo, they would have owed them the whole damn thing. But then we go down into the shorts here, which look very good. I love the dry brushing on these. The dry brushing over the years from Mattel has been really impressive, especially this year. I think that all of this looks good. It looks legitimately like denim. I think they did a good job there. but he does have the long pinless jorts in there with the bottom of the knee pad showing, and then we do have the newer high-top sneaker mold here with no details. Would have been cool also to see some details similar to how the Elites look from this era with the Reebok pumps, but I guess I'm going to have to add that too to go along with the rest of the details that are missed. Now, as far as your articulation with this Ultimate Edition John Cena, he can look down like barely. He can look up a little bit there, but again, it's just a regular ball joint, and he can look left to right and do the full 360 there. You get the full 360 here in the arm, bicep swivel. These shoulders also pop out if you want, but he also has butterfly joints that can reach across pretty decently. Not the greatest of all time, but not a bad butterfly joint, I guess. In a perfect world, I'd like to see it cut in more, but who am I? Double jointed pinless arms here, and then you do get rotation and hinge in the wrist. No ab crunch because it's an Ultimate. You guys know the Ultimates are terrible on ab crunch, man. They're just not good there. He can bend back pretty solid waist there, and then he does have drop down hips that allow for a kick forward like that. Just be careful when you're putting it back in position, and then the other side does the same thing, and again, you just want to be careful there. These don't feel stiff and like they're going to snap in half though, so that is good, but you get upper thigh cut. You do get double jointed pinless knees that are a little stiff. They're not the worst I've ever seen, but not the best. No calf rotation, but you do get shoe rotation, and you do get ankle pivot and toe joint here. I see some people hating on the toe joint. I don't know why you would hate on the toe joint. I mean, I get that you feel like maybe it gets loose and the figure falls, but it allows the figure to walk. So like if you're doing this, that's what that's for. That's for that. It's also if you're like doing a super kick, the toe would like kind of articulate and, you know, hit them in the face there. And it's also to do like a toe crunch like this so you can pick up things while wearing shoes. Nonetheless, man, I'm having some fun with this Cena even though there are my gripes about it, but let's get into some Cena figure comparisons. So for your first John Cena figure comparisons, we do have the new Ultimate Edition Doctor of Thugonomics John Cena up next to some of my Ruthless Aggression Doctor of Thugonomics John Cenas in my collection. They are all elites here, but this is kind of where it would fit in, and funny enough, this is a post-match WrestleMania 20 version of John Cena from that matchup because they made a basic version of this figure years ago, and this is what it looked like, and look at that. It's got the hand tape, it's got the green armbands over here, it's got the black over there, and all I did was take that basic and convert it into an elite using a WrestleMania Heritage basic from back in the day, but I did switch out the head sculpt there, and then I did add the pendant lock, and then on display I did have him with the US Championship, so that's what that is. So that's kind of funny that now we can see the upgrade here. That's just the Defining Moments elite there with some different fix-ups. So this is a figure I kind of had in my collection, but this is kind of a better deal there, but mine was post-match, you know, not with the custom jersey and everything like that, but just wanted to showcase some of these figures as you can see where he kind of fits in with your collection and stuff. But let's get into some other John Cena figure comparisons. And for your Ultimate Edition figure comparison, here's every Ultimate Edition John Cena released thus far. You have the first edition from Series 5, the second edition from Series 10, the Ultimate Edition Fan Takeover, of course, and then our most recent one from Ultimate Edition Series 22, but I did convert it into an updated heel Cena for now, so I do need to kind of reset him, and I guess I will later on if I can figure out how to make a different John Cena, but we'll see what he rocks at Mania and leading up to the point there. Gotta get some customs made, but they're gonna make all of them anyway. It's just, you know, placeholder until there, but he's even got the watch and everything, but it's still cool to see these up next to each other, so we have one modern Cena, quote-unquote, and then 3 flashback. I hope to see more Ultimate Edition John Cenas, especially maybe revealed at WrestleMania, but it's still really cool to see this figure here for John Cena and see how he kind of fits in the collection there. But I also want to take the Scratch WWE United States Championship and put it with this figure here so you guys can kind of see what that looks like. And then I also actually have a Jack Spinner version of the US title because I'm sure people are going to take that and put it on there. And I don't actually own the Mattel United States Championship spinner anymore. I used to have multiples of the figure, and I'll actually be getting another one when that new Cena comes out, the prototype re-release from the Greatest Hits. And I'll add some of this to photography probably just to showcase it, even though it's inaccurate. But we do have the Jax version, and the reason I don't own any of the Mattel version is because the Jax version is much better, man. It's much better. Much better sculpt, much better size and likeness to the title. But this is what he looks like with both championships. This is just so much better than the Mattel. It's crazy how much better this is. It's so nice. One of the most underrated titles of all time, and actually one of my favorites. It's just so cool. I loved it as a kid, and I still think it holds up. But there is your Fan Takeover Ultimate Edition John Cena. But I think that all but wraps up this WWE Fan Takeover Ultimate Edition John Cena action figure review, man. At the end of the day, I'll start off with the pros, and then I'll get into the cons. The pro of this figure is it's a really good base figure figure for a Ruthless Aggression Doctor of Thugonomics John Cena. If you want a base level Doctor of Thugonomics John Cena in Ultimate Edition form, this is the figure for you. I think that, you know, some of the details that they could have captured are not there for obvious reasons, but at baseline, it's a good representation of the character. I do enjoy the dry brushing on the shorts. It does have the newer John Cena Ultimate Edition shoe mold, which I have a love-hate relationship with, honestly, but I don't hate this figure. I think there's some bright spots to it. I had a lot of fun posing him around, right? He is my favorite wrestler of all time. This is actually one of the more memorable matches of his career, especially in my lifetime. When I think back about John Cena, this is one of the moments that I think back to in my fandom, right? And him kind of building his case as my favorite wrestler ever. So this figure and moment does mean a lot to me, and I'm happy to have this figure, even though we're going to get into the cons now. All the head sculpts are reuse. All the accessories don't have the level of detail that I think they deserve, right? The jersey, and not even just the jersey, man. They didn't even put the number on the back, right? They couldn't even add outlines to the number or put Cena on the back or do anything like that I think would have just done something, right? No logos on the armbands, which are for obvious reasons, and this all goes back to the reason I didn't want this figure to win the fan vote in the first place, because it's going to miss all of these trademark, copyrighted logos that they cannot put on there. Michelin Ness, Patrick Ewing and the New York Knicks, the Mario Mushroom, the Trans Am logo, the Nintendo logos, and then it doesn't even come with the United States Championship, and you can't even put the brass knucks on half the hands. I think that's a problem, man. I think that's a problem. And then it comes with a modern WWE microphone. I mean, there's a lot of stuff not to like about this figure, man. There really is. And in my humble opinion, I would like to see a torso change. I know that, you know, it is what it is now. This is the fourth Ultimate Cena with the same exact formula for the most part, at least in the torso. I would like to see them attempt a leaner Cena or a different Cena torso. I just don't like this torso for a lot of people, especially Cena. It'll get the job done. I just think that this torso specifically is just ugly. However, at the end of the day, it is a Doctor of Thugonomics John Cena. It checks off a lot of boxes for a lot of people, and I don't think a ton of people are going to look into it like I look into it, but all of these cons are completely valid. I got to get some decals. I got to get some custom jerseys. I got to do a lot of stuff to fix this figure up, and that's very annoying, but it looks damn good, and I do enjoy the figure, regardless of all the cons. But if you guys want to grab this, again, April 17th, Amazon. You can pre-order this guy, and you can grab him, man. But that is pretty much going to wrap up the review for me. But I'm getting the hell out of here, man. Another huge shout out to Mattel for making the review possible and sending this figure out our way to review for you guys. And a huge shout out to the Patreon members as well, as they are also goated because they are incredible support for us here on the YouTube channel, and I appreciate them every single day, man. But I appreciate all you guys for watching as well. Leave a like on the video if you will. Comment your thoughts down below. I'll catch you guys next time. Have a blessed one, and I'll see you later.